Hello, it is I, SCP-Man11, and this is the guide to zombie outbreak in Rbreach. Sorry for any audio disturbances. There is thunder outside. This video may be a long one, it may be a short one. I have no idea. Let's just get right into it. Yeah. Also, I'll be doing a Q&A soon, so be tuned for that and ask questions down below in the comments. Alright, let's actually get started. Class D. Your objectives are to escape the facility, acquire anything to help you to escape the facility, avoid hostiles, don't commit dead because that's bad, and upgrade 914. Basically, all the objectives were taken from all the various guides on the faction, so I'm not going to cover the objectives. So I'll just get right into the tips, so I hope you don't mind that. The tips. Staying in a locked room in light containment zone may be a good idea. Once the timer hits 9:30, then you may want to leave. If you see an SCP-049, just run. There may be more lurking around. There probably is. Try to get a hold of a level 3 keycard as quick as possible, preferably a level 4 or level 5 keycard. Don't stay in SCP-914 for too long. The amount of SCP-049s and SCP-049-2s will only increase. Try to get neutral/friendlies to deal with the SCP-049 and SCP-049-2 threat. Once that's taken care of, you can neutral kill, if you want. Even though your main objective is to escape, try to avoid surface. SCP-049s like to camp both Gate A and Gate B, so just don't go there. Don't go to the gates unless the SCPs have been eliminated. If the Chaos Insurgency spawns, try to stick with them as much as possible. And that is the Class D. Moving on to the facility personnel, your objectives are these. I hope you can read them as fast because I'm just going to read the tips. So it isn't that long of a video, but it probably will be. So tips. Staying in a locked room and light containment may be a good idea. Once the timer hits 9:30, then you might want to leave. If you see an SCP-049, just run. There may be more lurking around. Try to get a hold of a level 3 keycard as quick as possible, preferably a level 4 or level 5. Don't stay in SCP-914 too long. The amount of SCP-049s and SCP-049-2s camping will only increase. Try to get neutral/friendlies to deal with SCP-049 and SCP-049-2 threat. Once that's taken care of, then you can neutral kill. Even though your main objective is to escape, try to avoid surface. And there is an exception to the start of the round. SCP-049s like to camp both Gate A and Gate B, so don't go to these gates unless the SCPs have been eliminated. If MTF or FBI/UAU spawn, try to stick with them as much as possible. And try to get to entrance zone as soon as possible. And then you'll be good. Hooray. Security detail. Your objectives are the same as the guides. I will link all the guides down in the description if you want to check them out, or you can just go to my playlist. So now to the tips. Try to stay in entrance zone. Half the SCP-049s and SCP-049-2s will most likely head there to escape. Don't stay at Gate B or Gate A waiting for it to open. The SCPs will likely come there. More likely Gate B. Try to get facility personnel out as soon as possible. Try to get neutral/friendlies to deal with the SCP-049 and SCP-049-2 threat. Once that's taken care of, then you can neutral kill. Prioritized SCPs over Class D. If you and GOC spawn, let them take care of the SCPs as their job anyways. If you need to sacrifice yourself for facility personnel to safely get away and maybe escape, do so. The same could be said about your commander. Try to take out SCP-049s before the SCP-049-2s. SCP-049s can always make more SCP-049-2s as long as there are human beings around. Moving on to the Mobile Task Force, their objectives are the same as the UAU/FBI's. Their tips: try to stay in entrance zone. Half the SCP-049s and SCP-049s-2s will most likely head there to escape. Try to get facility personnel out as soon as possible. Try to get neutral/friendlies to deal with the SCP-049 and SCP-049-2 threat. Once that's taken care of, then you can neutral kill. Prioritize SCPs over Class D. If you and GOC spawn, let them take care of the SCPs. That's their job anyways. If you need to sacrifice yourself for a facility personnel to safely get away and maybe escape, do so. Try to take out the SCP-049s before the SCP-049-2s. SCP-049 can always make more SCP-049-2s as long as there's human beings around. If you spawn as Beta 7, aka Mass Hatters, try to guide personnel who can be touched by SCP-049 to a safe location. They can come with you if they want. Try to stay in groups. This way you can take out SCP-049s and SCP-049-2s faster. Boy, my voice, Jesus. The Chaos Insurgency objectives as the same as the guide. Tips: try to stay in entrance zone. Half of the SCP-049s and SCP-049-2s will most likely hit there to escape. Maybe don't do this because there may still be Class D that needs saving. Try to get Class D personnel out as soon as possible. Try to get neutral/friendlies to deal with the SCP-049 and SCP-049-2 threat. Once that's taken care of, then you can neutral kill. Try to team with the GRUP. Trust me, if you need to sacrifice yourself for a Class D personnel to safely get away and maybe escape, do so. Try to stay in groups. This way you can take out SCP-049 and SCP-049-2s faster. And for more tips, go watch the guide to the Chaos Insurgency like I told you. Zombie Outbreak is basically just Containment Breach but with zombies and just SCP-049-2s. God damn it, Clock, you're ruining my life. Alright, moving on. SCP-049. Objectives. Those are your objectives. Tips: head to Light Containment Zone at the start of them for a few more SCP-049-2s if you want. Try to protect SCP-049-2s when they are getting off the ground. Heading to entrance zone may be a good idea since that's where you can get the surface zone. Try to flank security guards or possibly infect them, or any other hostile class. Be careful when being on surface zone as there may be hostiles waiting to shoot you down. Escape only when your health is under 20%. If you're at an extraction point and a spawn wave is about to spawn, wait to see if it's Beta 7 aka Mass Hatters before escaping. And for more tips, go watch the SCP-049's guide, which has SCP-035, SCP-610, and SCP-049-2. And now we're moving on to SCP-049-2. Objectives? Tips? Try to escape as soon as possible. Protect SCP-049-2s as much as possible. I mean, not 2s, just 049 in general. Try to stick in groups. Try tricking hostiles, except for Beta 7, into running into SCP-049s. And go watch the guide for that, I guess. Moving on to the Serpent's Hand. Objectives. Those are your objectives. Tips. Escort SCP-049-2s out of the facility. Be with them because they can't really defend themselves. Try to find any SCP-049 or 9s or SCP-049-2s within the facility. If an SCP-049 is near someone hostile, let them cure them instead of you shooting at them. It's always one more Serpent's Hand. If you're engaging with hostiles, try to distract them and let SCP-049 or flank and cure them. You don't have to let them all be cured though. Consider sacrificing yourself if it means saving an SCP-049. Don't sacrifice yourself for SCP-049-2s. Just don't. And for more tips, go watch the guide to the Serpent's Hand. And I really struggle with creating tips for this faction. Oh my god, my voice today. Jesus. Oh well. Moving on to the UNGOC. Objectives, those are your objectives. Tips: try to get neutral/friendlies to deal with the SCP-049 and SCP-049-2 threats. Once that's taken care with, then you can neutral kill. And do your dang job, and that's all the tips you need to know for the UNGOC, since it's practically the same as Containment Breach. And go watch the guide to that, link in the description. Moving on to the UIU/FBI. Your objectives are the same as MTF's. Tips: do not focus on killing Class D. Prioritize SCPs over Class D. Try to find any remaining facility personnel as quick as you can. Try to get neutral/friendlies to deal with the SCP-049 and SCP-049-2 threat. Once that's taken care of, you can neutral kill. and go watch the guide to the UI/FBI. And I'm sorry I don't have more tips, just most of the main tips you need to know about the faction are in those videos. Moving on to the GRU/KGB, the last faction. Objectives, those are your objectives. Tips, never trust Serpent's hand in this game mode, even if the SCPs are still alive. Because chances are, there's just one SCP-049-2 camping in storage. Try to work together with neutrals as much as you can. Remember, you have no friendlies. Safety Class D, it may be beneficial to you and your team. If you and GOC spawn, let them take care of the SCPs. That's their job anyways. If you need to sacrifice yourself for a Class D personnel or any other neutral to safely get away and escape, do so. Try to get neutral/friendlies to deal with SCP-049 and SCP-049-2 threats. Once that's taken care of, then you can neutral kill. And you can go watch the guides to the GRU/KGB. And that's all, folks. Thanks for watching. This video was incredibly hard for me to film. Both my voice and my soul have left my body. I will be doing a Q&A soon, and yeah, this was my least favorite video I was working on. I don't know. I don't know why I couldn't do it. Doesn't matter, I guess. Anyways, with all that said, subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Farewell.